Come on. All right. Hey there. Good morning, guys. I am meteorologist Ben Peine here in the Extol Media Studios here in Uptown New Albany. We can take a live look outside right now at that beautiful sunshine that we have across the area. So looking good as we start off this Monday, August the 11th. It's crazy. We are getting into mid-August now and not seeing much relief anytime soon. We're going to have kind of a muggy week ahead, like we've had over the last week. And we're also going to have a little better chance of rain. Need the rainfall. The soil's drying out, getting dusty out there, having to water the gardens and the lawns, definitely more than we've had all year long. So it could use some of that rainfall. We're going to see a little better chance tomorrow. And then it looks like a front will be over the area Wednesday. I think Wednesday is our best chance of some showers and thunderstorms across the area. So we'll time that out as we dig into the weather models, as we do around 10:15, 10:20. And then we'll look at the long range outlook, which we have been calling this. So we'll go Ben on a limb. We'll look at probably, I'd like to go about a week and a half out. I think you'll like what you see about next Wednesday, Thursday. That would be August 20th, 21st. So keep that in mind as we look down the road here at our long range outlook. Oh, got to get your water, Angie Penton. Here you go. Here's a look at the radar and satellite. As things are quiet around here, you see the active weather off to our west and then out over the Appalachians. As we zoom in here, there's actually couple little tiny showers this morning down around Bloomfield and Taylorsville. So just southeast of Louisville here, Spencer County, around Taylorsville Lake. But you can see that activity has fizzled apart and is now gone. It looks like there was maybe one little tiny shower there near Nolin, south of Litchfield. But the majority of our area is dry, and the majority of our area will stay dry. Just the slightest chance of an isolated pop-up shower later on this afternoon, early evening, just like what we had yesterday. And we do have, as usual, our first comment popping in from Beverly Haggis, watching from Borden, Indiana. Just like Beverly did, let us know where you are watching from. I like to represent the whole entire area when you pop in the comments. So thank you very much. Vicky Berger, sunny in Salem, sunny everywhere, very high UV index as we are still in the middle of summer. And technically, I guess we have rounded the corner as far as getting past what is technically the hottest part of the year, and only by a degree, and not because of the high temperatures, because the low temperature average went from 71 to 70 a few days ago. And then I think it's around August 19th, our average high will go from 89 to 88. And it just shows we're kind of getting over the hump past what is typically the hottest part of the year. With that said, we still have a pretty steamy forecast here for you over the next 7 days. So let me go ahead and bring this back up here for you. Again, that's the radar and satellite. And it's going to pop up as we usually do every morning. This is the live stream that you can catch here at extolmag.com/weather. Thanks for watching, whether it's on my page, Meteorologist Ben Peine, Peine right there, and then also Extol Weather on Facebook, Extol Media on YouTube. Thanks if you're at YouTube and hit that red subscribe right there. Not only are you going to get more alerts that we're broadcasting live for you, but also if we get extreme weather, we'll go on for hours if we need to. If there's severe weather, you'll get that alert as well. And then we will have an app coming out soon that we'll be talking more about. Got my weather story up there, forecast maps, no severe weather expected with any of this activity this week. Although we should start to get some heavier downpours in that forecast over the next couple of days. And again, we'll be looking at that much closer here in just a second. And the interactive radar showing a temperature of 84 in downtown Louisville, 84 around Sellersburg, 82 in the Knobs, so upper 70s and 80s already across the area as things are starting to steam up throughout the area. Looks like we got a couple folks walking the dogs there along the falls of the Ohio and the fossil beds. So this is the time to do it. Get out early if you want to get a little bit of that exercise in. I need to take a stroll down there sometime. It always looks so nice down there. All right, we've got a couple good mornings coming in. Orlean Whitlow, thanks for watching from Hodgenville down in LaRue County. Been to your biscuit place down there. I don't remember the name of it right offhand. Let me know, because I think I've talked about it before, but I always forget. I was at, I think, a Rotary meeting a couple times. Good morning, sunny in Charlestown this morning. Thanks for watching, Erica. Thanks for tuning in from there. So again, that is a look at what's currently happening. And here in just a second, we'll dig into the forecast, dig into the weather model, and really get into the heart of Ben at 10 this morning. I want to give you some announcements and some shout outs to our partners. Of course, we can be here because of them and because of you. Equal partnership always here. Lions Roofing, 812-294-3595. If you have any roofing questions, roofing needs, that can be commercial, it can be residential, new home builds, whatever it might be, feel free to give them a shout there. The family-owned company right out of Memphis, Indiana, here covering Southern Indiana, but also Kentucky as well. So both sides of the river serviced, 812-294-3595. You can find a lot more information at lionsroofingco.com. They work hand in hand with insurance companies. If you've got storm damage, and American Family Insurance is who I work with, specifically Michael Long. 5-star reviews all over the place, excellence in customer experience, American Star certified agency. So if you need a quote, or maybe just want to compare rates or whatever, just give them a call, 812-578-3072. Tell them Ben sent you, and you can go to amfam.com and then just search Michael Long as well. Libs Paving, largest asphalt contractor around. I just passed one of their trucks this morning. Summer is the paving season. Of course, they need dry days to be able to pave and to seal and all that stuff. But if you go to careers, there are opportunities here for you. So if you have a family member or maybe it's you, there are a lot of job openings here. That is at libspaving.com, L-I-B, B as in Ben, S paving.com, and level up your career here at Ivy Tech. We've talked a lot about them. We've got our own Sellersburg campus right here in our backyard. If you haven't seen it, go drive around it. Very pretty out there. 42 programs and counting offered there. Tuesdays at the Tech is tomorrow. You can click on this and learn how you get one-on-one in-person assistance, getting started at Ivy Tech, paying for post-secondary education, college, and registering for classes. And this says, which of Ivy Tech's 70-plus academic programs is best for you? So you can get everything you need right there at ivytech.edu. Great administration and staff out there to help you out with whatever you need. And also a reminder here, as always, let me bring this up, that you can contact me, Ben, at extolmag.com. If you want marketing or advertising solutions right here in Southern Indiana and beyond, we've got your back, and we'll help you out. We'll be your Southern Indiana megaphone, Jason at extolmag.com, or you can just shoot me a weather question if you have one. And that might give us some more to talk about here. If you've got a weather question, Ben at extolmag.com. So we were able to throw the lure out a little bit in the backyard pond. It was the first time we had a big full meal out of the pond, because I put in bluegill 11 years ago in that thing, and they're finally keeper size. So, but here's the bluegill boss. That's my dad, David Peine, on the right, with the bigger catch, as we doubled up right there. We've got some good mornings coming in from John Fox. Good morning there from the Okolona area, and Lillian Lasley tuning in from the Litchfield area of Kentucky. Hope you had a good weekend. Speaking of the weekend, a little on the steamy side, but if you're in the shade, it actually felt pretty good. And we've got Laverne Bannett here from the Knobs. Thanks for watching here this morning. And yesterday evening, I took Brady and his buddy Landon over to the Borden Park, and we played some tennis. And there's one lone, like in western Clark County, one lone downpour that we never got the rain from, but we got the big double rainbow out of that. So that's kind of the nature of the weather today as well. Most locations will stay dry, but there might be an isolated pop-up. And is it that time already? Opened up the fridge this morning, and there you go. There was the pumpkin spice. That means fall is right around the corner. And in fact, we are going to be timing that out. I did drop in a little bit of that pumpkin spice creamer in the coffee this morning. So how many days until? So we're 29 days, so less than a month from before 8 p.m. sunsets. So you get the shorter days. That is one of the first signs fall is around the corner. Autumn begins, the autumnal equinox, 42 days from now. That's September 22nd. And then average highs drop into the 70s right after that, 44 days. We go from normal highs in the 80s to the 70s by late September. And then you got October coming around, Halloween in 81 days. Does it seem like this year is flying by faster than any other year that we've had? Or is it just me? I'm not sure. Maybe time flies when you're having a good time. Here's the weather headlines for our August 11th. More August heat this week. Upper 80s, low 90s, mostly dry today. Some spotty storms back in that forecast tomorrow and Wednesdays. Starting to see an increasing chance of some showers and thunderstorms as a front gets closer tomorrow, and especially Wednesday. So for today, 10% or less chance of that pop-up shower here for your play ball forecast. Kind of normal heat, though. I mean, our average high is 89. We're just maybe 2 or 3 above that, 92 for that afternoon high. Now, it is going to be a bit humid. Dew points are in the low 70s, so that means we could have that feels like temperature up near 100 during the maximum heating. Erica, backing me up here. Feels like it to me, too. The year is flying by. Everything's just coming at us so quick, it seems like. UV index up to a very high level of 9. Easy to get that sunburn. And today's forecast summary, our sunset now at 8:41. Our average high, our high forecast today, 92. Again, that average high, 89. So hot, mostly dry, and mostly sunny across the area. Grab the shades and enjoy that AC. 74, your forecast for tonight, mostly clear, warm, and humid, and just a warm midsummer-like night. We're kind of back to AC all the time. I'm going to go 91 tomorrow, maybe a degree cooler. It won't feel any cooler just because we might have a few extra clouds from a little better chance of some pop-up showers and thunderstorms. I've got it at about a 30% chance for tomorrow. Sun up at 6:55 and setting at 8:39. And the 7-day forecast, I got 89 going for Wednesday with a better chance of some showers and thunderstorms. It looks like that will be our best chance. So if you need the rain, hope you get it here over the next few days. My yard could certainly need it. And then 90 for Thursday with about a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms. And then dropping it to only about a 10 or 20% chance of a random pop-up for Friday and through the weekend. So the heat rolls on. Now, the big question is, when might we see some relief? It looks like maybe by the middle of next week. And we'll look at that. We'll look at the dew points. We'll look at the precipitable water, measuring the amount of water content in the air with the long-range weather model data here in just a second. So Beverly Hagest, what's the temperature look like for Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge? Love the questions here. And we can bring that right up here for you, actually. And I would say not as hot as here. Typically, you can get a little bit of elevation there, and it will feel a little bit better. So what I would do, you can always ask me, of course, but let me remove this and bring this up. So if they've got people with master's degrees, PhDs, that local National Weather Service that has that local knowledge. Go to weather.gov and search Gatlinburg, and it's going to bring up their forecast here for you from the National Weather Service. But it says for this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, about a 40 to 50% chance of some showers and thunderstorms. Doesn't look like a washout, but they've got highs at 88 degrees. So again, maybe just a tad bit cooler than what we are at there for Gatlinburg. So there you go, Beverly. All right, let's take a look here. Let's go ahead and bring up the weather model data as we just got through the forecast there. 10:15 this morning. So we are moving right along. Oh, here we go. Donnie Hutz. How about a shout out to John Hutt for making his first solo flight today? That is awesome. Big. That would scare me. My stepdad was a pilot. He's passed away a few years ago, but I got to ride with him and some small Cessna planes, and we had some wind shear moments that were a little bit scary, but I couldn't imagine going through that checklist and doing it myself. So congrats to the first solo flight to John Hutt. That is awesome. And Beverly Haggis, thank you. Temperature sound good for the wedding day. Yeah, just a little bit on the humid side out there. All right, let me go ahead and bring up the weather model data. And just need to click a few buttons here and we'll get to it. So there is, again, look at the current condition around the United States. Desert air out west, nothing happening really west of the Great Plains. We've got high pressure. Let me give you a little drawing here of the setup. High pressure here. And then so what we get, so around high pressure at the surface, high pressure, that's Bermuda high usually there in the Atlantic. So with that setup, air flows in a clockwise manner around high pressure in the northern hemisphere. And then low pressure is the opposite. Air flows in a counterclockwise motion, anticyclonic or cyclonic. So high pressure is anticyclonic, and this gives us the flow here from the Gulf, from the Atlantic, and that means day by day, we're going to see more humidity ramping up here for us. Not the recipe, perhaps, that you wanted. They've had a lot of cloud cover over the southeast, Georgia, South Carolina, and the mid-Atlantic, where there's just a lot of moisture there. And then you can see out west, eastern Kansas, northern Missouri, and into Illinois and southeastern Iowa, also some rain there. So that's the setup right now. Let me get out full screen and bring up the weather model data. So usually we take a look first at the future radar, which is going to be your high resolution rapid refresh weather model, and the NAM 3 kilometer. So it's picking up on the active weather out west of us. As I go into the afternoon, so I think we're going to see a difference here, one maybe a little more aggressive than the other. As we head to mid-afternoon, this is around 3 p.m. today. And there you can see a little pop-up downpour chance. Christian Walker, thanks for watching here this morning from Carmel, Indiana. So there you can see very isolated, but a pop-up shower. Might get a few rumbles of thunder possible, certainly nothing severe with that. The NAM 3 kilometer, a little more aggressive, I would say, with this chance of some pop-up showers. There's really nothing to trigger these other than being very, very, starting to get more and more muggy out there. The air wants to go up. It just needs something to kind of kick it up. And sometimes there'll be leftover little boundaries from the day before. You get a little difference from that rain-cooled air in a few spots, and it leaves a little boundary. And sometimes even that little boundary can kind of kick up random in nature pop-up shower thunderstorm. So that's at around 7 p.m. today. So late afternoon, early evening time, your radar might look something like that. So that there is at 7 p.m. with the NAM 3 kilometer high resolution rapid refresh weather model is now what we are shifting to. I'm going to bring this back to this afternoon. And let's see what it is going to show here. All right. Not much. Just one little blip at 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, not much out there. 6 p.m., 7 p.m. So the high resolution rapid refresh weather model shows even more isolated. So that's why I say slightest chance of maybe a pop-up shower later this afternoon. So not a big deal with that. There you can see that just kind of here or there. This is here at 8 p.m. today. Now, let me go into the 48-hour version. So this will take us into tomorrow, where we start to see a little better chance of some showers and thunderstorms. I'll take this to tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. And we're talking maybe about a 30% chance of a shower or thunderstorm. There you can see just a little more coverage of that for tomorrow. So I would just keep the umbrella just in case you get caught under one of these downpours. This is 6 p.m. tomorrow for your Tuesday, August the 12th. Chance of some spotty pop-up showers and thunderstorms. A little better chance than today. Not going to be a washout. Still a lot of dry time out there. And there you can see that kind of moving in. So what we're going to have is, and you can kind of see this if you look closely, there is a front that's getting closer to the region. Don't get excited for refreshing air because it'll never really move through. It just gets close enough to give us a little better chance of some pop-up showers and thunderstorms. We will have to wait until maybe the middle of next week for that relief. But take a look at this. This is that front to the northwest. So you can see there is a big change in dew points up here. So this is that refreshing air. I mean, crazy low dew points. Of course, desert air out west. And then in our area, we stay with the kind of typical August mugginess. Higher dew point, higher level of moisture in the air. So this front will stay north of our area. And we can take this in a minute. We'll take it into the middle of next week and eventually show us some relief. I'll take off those dew points. But there's that front as it gets closer to our area. I can take this into the 13th and 14th. So this is August the 13th. So that is Wednesday. We're muggy. Everything here is pretty tropical stuff. We're gonna get we're gonna make him sweat here. Sweaty weather. Now this is that, of course, drier air. And then way up north. So what we need is we look at the global view. This right here, we need this to unlock out of Canada, and we might get that to happen again middle end of next week. The models are trying to make that happen. Well, the models don't make it happen, they just model it out. But so there we go. We're stuck in the tropical air for now. Let me go back to the NAM 3 kilometer and look at tomorrow with the reflectivity. And this is going to be the 12th. And let's zoom back into our area. So this is tomorrow afternoon. And it also shows like kind of spotty stuff around the area, popping up mainly with the heat of the day. That's at 6 o'clock tomorrow. So again, about a 30% chance of a hit or miss splash and dash variety shower or thunderstorm for our Tuesday. Now the front is the wind shift, the boundary is going to be pretty much on top of us Wednesday. So that'll give us our best chance of some showers and thunderstorms. And I'll bring this up. So this is Wednesday afternoon. And there you can see that little better chance of some scattered showers and thunderstorms across the area. But with that front, we do not get a change in the air. We still have the air you can wear. There is Wednesday. Now, it is that time that we need to look way down the road. And that means it's time for this. While that plays, we need to go ahead and bring up the GFS weather model. And I'm going to push this down the road to the, let's go 20th. That would be not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday. All right, so this is what we're waiting on here. This would be a game changer for us. This would be some August relief. We had like 2 or 3 days of this, a couple weekends ago, that felt awesome. We're going to see if that can drop down our direction or not. That's Wednesday. That would not be here yet. So if we go to Thursday next week, that would be what, the 21st? It's starting to show some progress. Very similar to the European weather model that I looked at this morning. And then we go to Friday the 22nd. And that is when the relief moves into our area. So this is a drop in the humidity right here. So late next week is what the long-range data is showing for some relief in our area. And I like to also look at the precipitable water. It just kind of looks at the column of the atmosphere. And it's kind of a good visual for when we get some relief. And that's total precip. That is the wrong product right there. This is the precipitable water. And it shows the tropical air down there. Now let's go back. So this is Thursday. It's got a lot of that tropical air moving south. So right now, maybe Thursday, next week, not this week, next week would be kind of our day of change when we see some relief dropping in from Canada late next week. And there you can see the tropical air down that way. And again, there are some waves working out in the tropics this time of year. We see that. So there could be some systems that develop, but typically they will kick out into the Atlantic and not impact the United States. But we will see. September is the peak of the hurricane season. And speaking of which, here is the latest from the National Hurricane Center as they are monitoring some waves coming off of Africa. There's a 90% chance of cyclone, which would be like a tropical storm formation in the next 7 days out there in the tropical areas of the Atlantic. So this says this system is likely to become a tropical depression or storm possibly as soon as later this morning near the Cabo Verde Islands. So that will likely become the next tropical storm. And let me bring this back to now. So this is that wave out there. So the National Hurricane Center is watching this right here. Take it a few days out. And you can see it has moved to here, possibly. This is on the 15th. So this would be as we head closer to the weekend. Maybe there's a tropical system there working as we go into the 16th. There you see it northeast of Puerto Rico. And we'll go into, the 17th? So that system, if it develops, would likely stay out into the Atlantic. Going into the 18th. So that would be next Monday, I believe. Out in the Atlantic. We'll go to the 20th. So not this Wednesday, next Wednesday. It curls off, stays off the coast. So that would be best case scenario if a hurricane did form, curling and staying away from the East Coast. So that would be the next system that we would monitor in the Atlantic Ocean as far as tropical systems. And hopefully we will not have tropical air by the end of next week, and maybe we'll get some relief by that time. Christian, sorry to hear about that. Good luck. I'm sure you'll land on your feet just fine. And I'm going to bring back some other things here as we take a look at the recap of the forecast here. Got in some good fishing with my dad, David Peine there. We tore up the bluegill. It was good. Had a good fish fry. Yesterday evening, a couple rainbows near some isolated pop-up showers and thunderstorms across the area. And pumpkin spice back in the shelves. You know that means we're not too far away from fall things happening. Before 8 p.m. sunsets, we get shorter days. First sign that fall's around the corner. 29 days is when our before 8 p.m. sunsets begin. Autumn begins in 42 days, so a little over a month. Average highs drop to the 70s in 44 days, and Halloween in 81 days. You know it's going to be coming our way very quickly. Your headlines for today for your August 11th, more August heat all week, upper 80s, low 90s, heat index 95 to 100, mostly dry weather today. I'm going to go maybe like just a 10% chance or less of a stray pop-up shower and some spotty storms back in that forecast for tomorrow into Wednesday. Wednesday looks like our best chance of some scattered showers and thunderstorms. So the forecast, your play ball forecast, 88 at noon, 92 this afternoon, 84 at 8 p.m., and just a wind from the south at around 5 miles per hour. Very high UV index for today, so grab the shades and the sunglasses, maybe seek the shade as well. And we've got a good morning here from DM Smith, sunny and warm there in Bardstown. It's heating up pretty quickly. Thanks for the comment there. 92 this afternoon. Our sunset at 8:41. Our forecast tonight, 74. So we're running the AC pretty hard right now. Sunrise at 6:55. So just a warm, humid midsummer night. Your forecast tomorrow for your Tuesday, August the 12th, 74 out the door, 87 at noon, 91 the afternoon high, just as humid as it's been, with about a 30% chance of maybe a cooling shower or thunderstorm across the area. Here's the 7-day forecast, upper 80s, low 90s for the rest of the work week. I've got our best chance of rain Wednesday there with a high of 89 degrees, 90 on Thursday, with about a 30% chance of a shower or thunderstorm, and then dropping it only to about a 10 or 20% chance of a stray pop-up shower or thunderstorm with lower 90s stretching through the weekend. And again, if you're looking at digging into the weather model and the Ben at 10, Ben on a limb segment, as we're looking at the long-range data, maybe late next week, we will start to get some relief. Christian Walker saying it's sunny up there in Indianapolis as well. And it certainly is. We can bring back up. Oh, I haven't showed you this. I haven't showed you this one yet. So this is the 6 to 10 day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center, a division of the National Weather Service. And there you can see the trend here for much of the United States. So we are included, and this is showing above normal chances of above normal temperatures through 6 to 10 days. So that would take you, so our 7-day forecast takes us all the way to next Monday. And then you tack on a few more days. It might stay kind of like this through next, say, Thursday. Hoping next Thursday, Friday, we start to get some drier and perhaps some cooler air, not this weekend, but by the following weekend. So that's from the Climate Prediction Center there. Definitely a good, strong sign that it's going to continue to feel like August. But maybe if we break out the longer range outlook, this is the 8 to 14 day, not as extreme with the heat there. Looking a couple weeks out, just maybe we'll get back to normal or below normal, and below normal humidity too. That's something we'll watch day by day, as we often do with the long range. And sometimes it teases us. Sometimes we end up getting that relief. So that'll be something we watch. And if you're a storm chaser, there's not much severe weather happening. Very low, lowest level, 1 out of 5 over Oklahoma and Texas, and then up in Minnesota and North Dakota. And then as we go to day 2 from the Storm Prediction Center, very, very low risk anywhere across the United States, showing level 1 around Green Bay. And then this would be Wednesday. Yeah, not the time of year for much severe weather. Christian Walker had a good weekend, did some fishing, did some swimming, summer stuff. Hope you had a good one as well. So that's what we have out there now. Now, take another look at our current situation across the area with a live look at the Falls of the Ohio Foundation.org camera. Looking here at the waterfront there by New Albany and Clarksville. And as usual, a few folks taking a stroll out there, doing a little bit of fishing on this Monday morning. As we go to extolmag.com/weather, this is where you can always find free interactive radar. The live show is up streaming right now, pumped in through YouTube. You can always find our show at Extol Media on YouTube. There's the 7-day forecast that I posted this morning, long-range outlook, forecast maps, all good stuff here. And the interactive radar, which is now dry. As you zoom out, you can see the rain off to our west into the southeast. And, of course, those current temperatures continuing to warm up minute by minute here. Starting to show 86 downtown Louisville. Most areas lower to mid-80s. Good to hear that, Christian, that you had a good weekend. If you have any questions about your roof, any roofing needs, might be commercial, residential, new home builds, custom home builds, give Lyons Roofing a call to learn more, or you can get a free estimate here. You can fill out those fields right there at lyonsroofingco.com. 812-294-3595. They've got you covered, pun intended, with your roofing needs here in Southern Indiana and into Kentucky as well. So check them out if you have any roofing questions. Of course, roofing and any storm damage goes hand in hand with insurance. So make sure you're covered that way as well. You can get a quote. Let Michael Long know that I sent you American Family Insurance. amfam.com, and then search Michael Long right there. Proud to be an American Star Certified Agency, excellence in customer service. And you'll be working with somebody that gives back to the community as well. You may see in some ball fields his sign up out there. So again, this is Michael Long with amfam.com. And if you need an opportunity here, there are many job openings still here at libspaving.com. You can learn more about the company. If you go down here, each line is a job. You can click learn more. This is a superintendent job. You can see what that entails and all their values and benefits that they offer. And then you just click apply for the job right there. Level up your skills here at ivytech.edu. First, you can learn more about how to register for Tuesdays at the Tech, learn about one-on-one information that you can get. You can also just learn a whole lot right here at their website, and making it as easy as possible for you to. The fall semester begins August 25th. You can get registered up for that. You can click on the Ivy Experience and see about the dozens of programs that they have to offer for you there. And Christian Walker saying, just got back from a fun time in Middletown, Ohio. Also a storm chaser. Take videos and pictures with your phone. So be careful with that storm chasing out there, Christian. Pretty slow season this time of the year for the storm chasing. As it's the doldrums, the dog days of summer, as they call it. Lillian has 84. Yeah, that's about right. Seeing those temperatures starting to jump up into the 80s as we take a live look outside again at the corner of Vincennes and Market Street. So as we head to the fall season, we start to see an increasing chance of severe weather, especially by mid-fall, there. So into the autumn season, we get like kind of spring is the severe weather season, especially March, April, May. But then you get October, November. It's kind of the secondary severe weather season. And that's when a lot of times we'll get squall lines, or QLCS's, quasi-linear convective systems, which is a squall line, a line of storms that will sweep through the area, then give you those big cool downs that we get in the fall season. So that is kind of the next busy season as far as weather. And then I call it the silly season right after that. That's when we start to predict the snow, and we all freak out about that. So this year is flying by. Again, we are past the half point mark. We're heading into the middle of August, and just got to try to keep cool out there as this heat rolls on here as we come up to 10:40. If there are no other comments, we'll kind of wrap up our Ben at 10 this morning. If you didn't watch earlier, Extol Unfiltered was at 9 a.m. with myself and Angie Fenton, talking about all different kinds of stuff around Southern Indiana and beyond. You can watch the replay there on all of our platforms, Extol Media, all on the different social media channels, Extol Media on YouTube. And then you can, if you're watching the replay here on Ben at 10, thanks for watching. Drop in the comments. A lot of times I will check it later. If you ever have any weather questions, feel free to drop them in, like Beverly Haggis did today about the forecast for down in Gatlinburg. All right, that'll do it. Thank you guys so much. Christian, just saw your comment there. Thanks for tuning in. I'll leave you with some sunshine. Oops. That was the opposite sunshine. That was darkness. I'll leave you with some sunshine here on this Monday, August 11th. Make it a great rest of your day and make it a great week. We'll see you tomorrow morning on Ben at 10 on August 12th. Have a good one.